Today's video is really, really near and dear to my heart because it is something that I live by, and it is something that I have been telling my children for years and years and years and years. And I tell my clients the same thing. And so I wanted to share this with you. You are the equivalent of your five closest people. I know that, you've either heard that a lot, or if this is the first time you're hearing it, you're like, what the hell does that mean? What I mean by this is and I say this to my kids, if everybody around you are people who have no desire to work, who have no ambition in life, who don't like, this is where I am and this is comfortable enough for me, there's no growth mentality. If you are somebody who has growth mentality, you are putting that fire out because everything you are excited about and every time you try to talk to somebody, the people you are talking to are telling you that life is fine. Like, why don't you just appreciate what you have? Why do you need more? Why do you need to do this or go here or that kind of stuff? And so when you are around people who have a similar mentality and who are like-minded, and for a lack of a better way to describe this, I'm going to use business. When you are somebody who wants to have their own business and wants to be an entrepreneur and want the flexibility and the freedom that comes with that, and you surround yourself with people who like the 9 to 5 or the shift work, they like I go to work, I do my job, I come home, and I don't have to think about it. You can't get them to get you excited, for the most part, about being an entrepreneur, about letting go of your 9 to 5 and stepping into the world of being your own boss and making your own hours and doing whatever you want whenever you want, because they don't understand that. That isn't part of their world. That isn't part of what they want. You really have to understand that at the end of it all, what you need to do is surround yourself with people who have the same dreams and goals you do. And it doesn't have to be somebody who thinks and feels exactly like you, right? What I'm saying is, if you want to be married with children and have a great, happy life, you can't be surrounded by people who hate relationships and want to be single forever and have all these negative things to say about being in a relationship and being tied down. It's the opposite. It can't, you're not going to breed what you want out of that relationship. And so there are lots of places to find what you're looking for. It doesn't necessarily need to be in your home. It doesn't, like if you are somebody who wants to be an entrepreneur, but your spouse wants to do shift work, I'm not saying your relationship is doomed. I'm just saying that's not the person you go to for all of your entrepreneurial advice. Find yourself a group, and there's, tons on social media where you can go on Facebook or Instagram and find people who are doing what you want to do, who are running successful businesses, whatever success looks like for you. There are people who are in healthy relationships. There are people who are starting out their business who have these big dreams. And so when you put yourself in those environments, when you listen to those kinds of podcasts or watch those kinds of YouTube videos or speak to those people, friend them on Facebook or Instagram, follow them, have conversations, be in their DM. What happens is you start to get excited about that life for you. And it doesn't seem as hard and it doesn't seem as impossible because you're surrounding yourself with people and bringing people into your awareness who are doing what you want to do. It gives you this sense of like, I can do it. It's not impossible. If you're surrounded by people who believe in the struggle to make money and they believe in I have to work 9 to 5 and I have to do things this particular way, and you want to break free from that, anytime you talk to them about it, they're going to go, well, why would you give up that security? Why would you give up this? Why would you give up that? Like, this is dependable. This is this, this is that. And they'd have all the reasons, which I obviously can't give you because that's not my way. Yes, there are a lot of benefits to having a job. And yes, there are a lot of benefits to being an entrepreneur. You have to figure out which one of those things you want. There are many benefits to being single. There are many benefits to being in a relationship. Which one fits for you? Which one is the right one for you? If you are like, I want to have a person, I want to be in a relationship, I want to share my life with somebody, then hanging out with all of your single friends all of the time is probably not going to get you this. So try and think about what you are surrounding yourself with. What do you see in your closest environment? Are you surrounded all day with people who are negative and you're trying to be positive? Are you surrounded all day with people who complain? Are you surrounded by people who have dreams and goals and, want to travel or want to do something bigger and different than what you're doing right now? Or are you surrounded by people who say, this is it for me? Like, I am comfortable exactly how I am and doing what I'm doing, and I don't want to do anything different. None of those things are wrong. If you want to be single, be single. If you want to be in a relationship, be in a relationship. If you want to have a job, have a job. If you want to travel, travel. What I'm saying is be around people for the most part who want what you want, because that's going to raise your vibration. It's going to raise your frequency to call in more of what you want instead of you feeling like you're stuck all the time. Like, if you're in a relationship you're not happy in, and you're in a job that you're not happy in, and everyone around you is telling you, as was in my case, but you are a single mom and you're responsible for children, and you have a house and you have children and you have responsibilities and you have bills and you have this specific way of life. Like, you can't just throw it all away to chase after this over here that's going to be really hard, and you're going to struggle, and blah 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 blah. It was difficult for me, but when I surrounded myself with women who were doing the same thing, who were looking for a way to make money outside of having to ask somebody's permission for holidays and ask somebody's permission for a day off, and your kids are sick, and then now you feel guilty because you're taking the day off to be home with your kids because you should be at work, and all of these other things. When I surrounded myself with women who understood that and were excited about getting out of that and starting their own businesses and being able to build something different and bigger and better than that, it became so much easier for me. I became excited about doing it. And the way in which I needed to do that was trial and error, right? Do something and it either succeeds or it doesn't, and then tweak it and try again. But it was easier to do it with people who understood what I was doing. And then when you are confident and you are sharing that, like, again, going back to the relationships, if you are confident in, I want to be in a relationship and I want to share my life with somebody and I want to come home to somebody and I want somebody to be there in the good times and the bad. I want that support of another human. I want to have fun with another human, the same human, day after day after day. When you are confident about that and when you are excited about that and you share that with your single friends, they can see the passion and the excitement that comes through that in your voice, in your demeanor, in the way that you look, in the way that you present yourself. And they become excited for you instead of saying, oh God, do you really want to do that? Like, you're giving up this and you're giving up this. And it makes it easier for somebody to be excited about the things that you're excited about when you can feel that excitement to the core. So surround yourself with people who make you excited about the things you want to be excited about, and then share that out in the world.